an inner and outer membrane. Their inner membrane contains some particular lipids and proteins that are not present in the outer membrane. Why is that significant? Because their outer membrane used to belong to the blob cell. When they were engulfed in the endosymbiosis process, they got wrapped up in that membrane and kept their own as their inner one. Surely enough, those same lipids and proteins are found on the membranes of the ancient bacteria. Biologists now use this theory to explain the origin of the vast variety of eukaryotic organisms. Take the green algae that grow on the walls of swimming pools. A larger eukaryotic cell with spinning tail structures, or flagella, at some point absorbed algae like these to form what we now call euglena. Euglena can perform photosynthesis, break down sugar using oxygen, and swim around pond water. And as the theory would predict, the chloroplasts in these euglena have 3 membranes, since they had 2 before being engulfed. The absorbing process of endosymbiotic theory allowed organisms to combine powerful abilities to become better adapted to life on Earth. The results were species capable of much more than when they were separate organisms. And this was an evolutionary leap that led to the microorganisms, plants, and animals we observe on the planet today.
Let me zoom this back out a little. Okay. All right, endosymbiosis, the evolution of eukaryotes. The nucleus formed, host prokaryote, absorbed the mitochondria, absorbed the chloroplast. The nucleus formed when a cell membrane wrapped around a chromosome. When taken up by the host prokaryote, the mitochondrion and chloroplast drag the host cell's membrane around theirs, forming their double membranes and new compartments, just like I talked about in the video. Evidence. There was considered a pretty wild hypothesis at first, but it gained wide acceptance and is now a scientific theory. Like all scientific theories, it is supported by strong evidence. Both chloroplasts and mitochondria have 4 structures that all prokaryotic cells have: membrane, cytoplasm, circular chromosomes, and ribosomes. They also reproduce within eukaryotic cells. Over the past 2 billion years, chloroplasts and mitochondria have become completely dependent on their host. They can no longer live freely. All eukaryotic cells are dependent upon mitochondria, and all photosynthetic eukaryotic cells are dependent upon chloroplasts as well. Their relationship has changed over time. Which of the following organelles converts energy from one form to another usable form? Nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplast. B and C are correct. Anybody? C?
I just kind of guessed though.
It's D. A, B, C, D. Both of these are correct. We just talked a whole lot about mitochondria and chloroplast. All eukaryotes have all the following organelles except chloroplast, mitochondria, nucleus, ribosome. All of them, but which one? A. Sounds good to me. The DNA in mitochondria and chloroplasts more closely resembles that of bacteria than their host eukaryotic cell. True or false?
True.
Sounds good. The inner membranes of chloroplasts and mitochondria resemble those of prokaryotes, which support the theory of endosymbiosis. True or false? True. True is correct. And one last question. Are the fundamental units of life organelles, prokaryotes, eukaryotes, or cells? Correct. And that should do it for today. It is.